Hello happy souls, welcome back to my channel. This is Charlotte with Happy Twins 1111. So first off, I just want to say a big thanks to all of the people who've sent me birthday wishes. It's my 41st birthday today, 41 years young, very happy to be so. And I'm so grateful to all of you, those of you that have reached out and wished me happy birthday. Thank you so much. And welcome to all of my new subscribers. There's been quite a few of you in the last week. I'm so happy to have you join us here. It really is my pleasure to serve this community and to provide these readings for you. And I appreciate all of your subscriptions and your likes and your lovely comments and your beautiful feedback and support. Thank you so much. So before I start today's reading, I just want to remind you that we're coming together on Sunday in the Unite the Collective Global Meditation to send some healing around the world. If you would like to join me, I'll be live on YouTube 24th of March at 11:45 p.m. GMT. Please check how that corresponds with your local time zone. If you would like to host your own event, feel free to use that hashtag Unite the Collective. And if you let me know by email, hello@happytwins1111.com, I will also promote your event, your meditation event on my channel as well. So please do let me know if you're going to be hosting something. The more of us come together in meditation to send healing around the world, the better. These are unprecedented times. I'm sending love and light to every single one of you. We're all in this together, and you know, we're definitely stronger united. So please do join me on Sunday. I really look forward to sharing that with you. Okay, so we've got a reading today. We're going to get some messages from your person. What do they want to say to you that they can't say for some reason? What do they want you to know? There is an extended reading today. You can find the links in the video description box and in the comments pinned with the timestamps. We've got 4 piles for you. So the first one is the Ostara Tarot with a hexagon clear quartz. The second one is the Lumina Tarot with Himalayan quartz and fluorite. The third one is the Spiritsong Tarot with Amethyst. And this is a special amethyst actually. I'll call this my twin amethyst, because as you can see, I hope, actually, let me just move up so I can see. This focuses in. It's got the Maltese cross. Can you see that? Just about here. It's got that Maltese cross, which is a very twin flamey symbol. I've got a few amethysts actually that have these twin signs. I'm going to show them to you because these were all from the same batch, which absolutely blew me away. So this one has a number 11 in it. You see those rainbows? It flashes number 11. And this one has a perfect circle, which the twin flames are connected by a ring of energy. So these are my twinny stones. But I just thought I'd show you those. Apologies for that interruption. So we've got the Spiritsong pile with Amethyst, and we've got the Ethereal Tarot with twin quartz. So take a moment to douse over the piles if you'd like to. Pause the video, see which one you're drawn to. If you were drawn to more than one pile, that's okay. Perhaps there's more than one message for you. I personally choose from the timestamps, and I like looking at the numbers, but there's no right or wrong way to choose. And if you do find that the pile you've chosen doesn't resonate, just choose a different one. It's not a big deal. And do make a note in the comments of which pile you chose, because all of my readings are timeless. So, you know, there may be other piles that are relevant to you and your questions in the future. So when you look through my playlist at a later date, you'll know which ones you've already watched if you've made that comment in the comments down below. So I'm going to move the other piles to one side so that we can focus on pile 1. And again, we are asking, what does your person want to say? What are the messages from your person? Now, a lot of people still comment about the gender pronouns. I will try my best to use they. But I just, you know, when I'm channeling, I find it really hard to concentrate on that. And I just use he, she because it's easier. So, you know, please just adjust the gender pronouns as you see fit. You know, if it's she, he, it doesn't mean the reading's not for you that I'm using he, she. It's just I can't cater for everybody. And, you know, it's fairly straightforward for you to just decide if you're the person I'm referring to as she or he and kind of adjust it as you see fit. Okay, so the Ostara Tarot. We're going to use some oracle decks today as well. These are all from other readers, the ones I'm using today. We've got the Divine Love Messages by White Rose Guidance. You can find a link to her channel in the description below. She's absolutely fabulous. And I've got 2 from Made for Love, who's thankfully out of hospital. Please go and show her some love. Made for Love, this is the Emotional Intelligence deck and the Divine Counterparts deck that we're using today. To help to get some messages through from your person. And you can buy these through both of them. As I said, I'll link them in the video description box below so that you can check out their channels and their readings. They're both absolutely fabulous YouTube readers. Love them dearly. So please show them some love and support. Right, we've got one fly out, so we're going to keep that. It is the Page of Pentacles in reverse. The Eight of Wands in reverse. The King of Swords. The Queen of Pentacles. The Seven of Swords in reverse. Clarifying, we've got the Star. I have to excuse the state of my nails. Obviously, we're on lockdown. I have no one to do them. I need to do them myself, but I'm not very good at it. The Star, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. The Lovers in reverse. The Queen of Swords. And the Magician. Okay, what does your person want to say? We're going to get some oracle cards as well. This is the Divine Energy Oracle deck. Live life to the fullest. Reevaluate your priorities. Keep your commitments. That's interesting. And from the Emotional Intelligence deck by Made for Love, Optimistic, Hopeless, Empathetic, Joy, one more, Romantic. From the White Rose Guidance deck, Give me more time, I'm not good enough yet. Your picture brings me to tears. I'm so sorry for not giving you the time and attention you deserve. I live for your smile and would die for your kiss. And finally, from the Divine Counterparts deck by Made for Love, Doubt, Following My Heart. Okay, I'm just going to check that these are all in shot with this new video set up. Yep, they are beautiful. Okay, so what does this person want to say to you? Oh, sorry for the wobble. What are the messages from your person? So we've got the Page of Pentacles in reverse. This person's sorry that you're not communicating and that you're not friends right now. They would love to be so. They really miss you. This person wants you to know that they're letting go of anxiety, that they're coming out of this period of hopelessness, but the wheel hasn't completely turned for them yet. You know, they're still feeling... I mean, we've got the Star here with optimism. You know, I feel like this person's been in a deep depression for a long time, a dark night of the soul. You know, this has kind of impaired their ability to interact with you or other people at a social level. This person's been very withdrawn and they want you to know they're sorry. They miss your friendship, they miss your love, but they're optimistic about their future now. They've been in such a hopeless place for so long, but they can feel themselves beginning to release all of that anxiety, and they're just, you know, they're closing out this cycle now. They know that things are getting better for them. King of Swords, you know, with the Lovers in reverse, they're still trying to figure things out. They're reevaluating life right now. They're not in a position to make choices in love. And I know that, you know, that they think that you feel like they've rejected you, and they just want you to know that that's not the case. They didn't reject you, they've rejected life, they've rejected everything because they've just been in such a hopeless place. It wasn't personal. It didn't define how they feel about you. And I know that they've not told you how they feel about you, but they're in such a difficult place, so trapped by their own limiting beliefs, by their own sense of hopelessness and despair, that they just couldn't see straight or think straight. They didn't have the energy for relationships with any emotional depth. So this person, you know, has been withdrawn in general from kind of romantic stuff. And, you know, now they're just reevaluating things. They want to try and, you know, be carefree again, to live their life to the fullest. Keep your commitments. This person's really afraid that you're no longer devoted to them or loving them. They think about you all the time. And they know it's unfair to ask you to be devoted to someone that isn't available to them. But this is their wish. This is what they hope. They understand there's such a deep connection between you, and there is this sense of faith and optimism that, you know, you two will come together again one day. They don't want you to be unhappy. I feel like this person is supportive of you. You know, we've got empathetic here. They know that, you know, you may not be able to wait for them, and they just want you to be happy. And they see you working so hard. With this Queen of Pentacles and Queen of Swords, they see you being so diligent. They see you being so strong. And it makes them really happy to know how well you cope and how strong you are, how determined you are to make something of your life and to get through all of the difficulties and challenges that you face. This person's really inspired by your wisdom and your nurturing energy. You know, they hold it very dear, and they're so grateful for the opportunities that you've given them to learn about themselves. This person really wants to start being honest with you. We've got the Seven of Swords in reverse here, and they just, you know, they want to learn how to be authentic. And with the Magician here, they're still trying to figure out how to manifest that energy. This is someone who's really struggled to express themselves to you. They're not comfortable with romantic expression. It's not something they've learned or experienced. And I'm hearing that you're very romantic and you're very expressive, and they love that about you, and they want to know how they can reciprocate that. They want to know how they can communicate that to you, because they want you to feel the kind of love that you've given to them. You know, this person really does want to make things better, but they're letting you know that they are coming out of a difficult period, definitely a period of anxiety, depression. This person just didn't feel good enough for you. They felt like they didn't have anything to offer you. And as I said, it feels like ties were severed, like there was no communication as a result of them not coming forward and not offering anything tangible to you. Give me more time. I'm not good enough for you yet. You know, this person really just did need some time to get their head together. They knew that the way they were living wasn't sustainable, and it wasn't going to support them in holding on to a committed relationship. They knew that they didn't have enough energy for themselves, let alone to give. And they really hope you can be compassionate and understanding of that. They want you to know that they think about you so long, but there's so much armor here. They feel so vulnerable, they feel so insecure, they're so fearful of rejection that they've built this armor around themselves to protect themselves. And that means that nothing comes in, but it also means nothing goes out. So this person's been really contained. You know, they've not been able to express themselves, and they've not been able to receive your love and open their heart to it in the way they would have liked, but you have touched them. You have moved this person. It says here, your picture brings me to tears. You know, this person's looking at your social media. They're following you online. You know, this is a real feeling of wistfulness and nostalgia. You know, this person looks at you all the time, and they do miss you so much. I'm so sorry for not giving you the time and attention you deserve. You know, they know that they weren't giving in equal measure. They know that, you know, they didn't treat you in the way that you deserve to be treated. And they really regret that. They wish it could have been different, but, you know, they hope you can understand that it wasn't intentional, that they didn't want to let you down. They're just in such a difficult place. I do feel like with this hopeless card, you know, that this person really has been in a very deep, dark night of the soul, a very deep, dark depression. And, you know, they're just starting to think about how to get on their feet, but they've still got all of these layers to shed. You know, this cycle is still ongoing, and there's so much for them still to figure out. But they are optimistic. You know, they do have faith that your connection is going to be reignited at some point. And even though it pains them to think that you may have found someone else. They do want you to live your life to the fullest. They want you to be happy, even though it hurts them to think that you might have moved on. You know, that they just want you to be happy. They don't want you to feel any regret or shame about that. They just want you to get the love that you deserve. They hope it can be them someday. But right now, you know, we've got this doubt card. This is about transition. And I think the contradiction of the star and optimism, hopelessness, doubt, you know, this person swings between thinking I can make this work, I can get better, it can be okay. And then, you know, this anxiety, this depression crashes in on them again. And sometimes it can feel like 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, but they are making progress. But, you know, they just don't feel worthy enough for you. You know, they feel selfish. Look at all these words on here: selfish, hopeless, careless, no good, unlovable, worthless, ugly, stupid, bad, weak, wrong, lazy, clueless, stupid. You know, they have these very dark thoughts about themselves. They don't feel lovable in their current state. And even though you've offered them so much love, you know, this armor that they're wearing to protect themselves from that rejection means they've had to keep you at arm's length. Because even though, you know, you may have reassured them that you love them how they are, that, you know, you support them how they are, this person's negative belief system doesn't allow them to believe that. They just fear rejection, they fear abandonment, they think it's too risky. They think that once you know who they really are, if they let you in, you would end up leaving them. But they are releasing this anxiety. As I said, the wheel hasn't fully turned, but they're letting it go. And they want to follow their heart, you know, which leads them towards you. And it says here, I live for your smile and would die for your kiss. You know, this person just wants to see you happy, and they dream about being with you again. You know, they really do care so much about you. So these are really, really lovely energies here coming through. Let's get some more cards for you. The 7 of Pentacles. You know, this person, they're starting to invest in a new way forward, but they want you to know that this is the beginning of that investment. It's going to take time. The 7 of Pentacles, for me, it always triggers that quote, the day you plant the seeds is not the day you pick the fruit. And, you know, this person's just saying, please be patient with me. You know, I am trying my best, and I really want this to work out for us. I'm so sorry that you feel I've left you out in the cold. You know, I really didn't intend to reject you. It's just the way things worked out, and it felt safer for me to pull back, and it feels like it's better for you to be free from, you know, all of my dramas and depressive episodes. I don't want to burden you. I want you to live your life to the fullest. But please don't think I've rejected you. That's not how it is. I just can't make any decisions about love anymore. Look, we've got the Lovers in reverse and the 2 of Swords in reverse. You know, they're not able to make any decisions right now. They have to focus on their recuperation. They have to focus on their own healing. And they hope you can understand, as you learn about self-love and unconditional love for self, that they have to put themselves first in this way right now. We've got the 9 of Wands and the Knight of Wands. You know, this person wants you to know they haven't given up on you, that they want to come forward at some point. It's so interesting how these cards are coming up aligned. You know, they want to come forward. They want to make an offer. They want to be passionate and romantic with you. This person, I feel, has been restraining themselves at a physical level, you know, because they don't want to be dishonest. They don't want to betray you. There's something here they haven't told you, or that they feel they need to wrap up before they can move this forward. Let's get a clarifier of that. What is it that they haven't been honest about? The High Priestess and the 4 of Wands. So they know that you have a very spiritual connection. They want to be able to talk to you about that freely, but they're finding it really hard to accept and integrate that truth themselves. It makes them feel quite vulnerable. You know, these are very twinny cards. The High Priestess is about that very intuitive connection, the astral connection, the telepathic connection, their understanding and deep knowing. And the 4 of Wands, of course, is that union card. You know, and I feel like this person does know, and they've just felt scared to really open up about the telepathy and the astral communication, because it makes them feel so vulnerable that you're in their head. So they haven't been as honest with you as they would have liked to have been, that, you know, they know that you are spiritual, spiritually connected. They know that you're soulmates or twin flames. They know that there is this deep, deep, soulful connection between you, but it also frightens them. And this magician, you know, they just need to feel more empowered in their earthly realms to be able to discuss this with you and to move forward in a really open and authentic way. Their ego is still struggling with the truth of this, but they do want you to know they haven't given up at all. They think about you all the time. They're still bringing karma into balance, you know, and this is a really interesting justice card, because you see this lady holding the scales, and on one side of it there's a heart, and on the other side of it there's a feather. And feathers represent the mind. You know, right now they're going through a battle between heart and mind, and they're trying to bring that into balance because their mind runs away with them. It's, you know, trapped in that negative mindset. They ruminate a lot. There's so much doubt, hopelessness, but they want to follow their heart. You know, they want to release all of the burden of this kind of, you know, this negative mindset and just learn to follow their heart. But, you know, this is definitely some kind of karmic situation that they're dealing with. It's their head and these negative thoughts that keeps them stuck, you know, and they're just trying to bring it back into balance so they can follow their heart rather than, you know, their head. Because it's their head and those negative thoughts that keeps them stuck. It holds them back. We've got the Hermit. They haven't learned to go within yet. You know, their head still keeps them blocked from that inner truth, from that inner light. They still haven't got the strength to have developed that level of self-awareness and self-reflection. They've not found their own light inside of themselves yet. But they've been inspired by yours. You know, with the Sun in reverse, they see your light, but they're unable to embody it for themselves yet. This could have made them codependent in your connection because they would have been magnetized to and probably addicted to your light. So they were quite happy to keep receiving the love you were giving them, even though they weren't able to give anything back. And they're so sorry that it's appeared that way and that things have been so out of balance, because they wanted to give back, they just didn't know how. But they want you to know that your light has lifted them up so much. It really has helped them grow and learn and, you know, be better, and it's helped them get on this track of being more faithful and optimistic about the future. We've got the Nine of Swords. This person's just still in a lot of pain. You know, this person has sleepless nights. I'm feeling with all the orange energy here as well, and the sacral energy, this person's so fearful that you've moved on, that you've found someone else, that you've had a passionate new beginning elsewhere. They're wondering if you're still devoted to them. The Seven of Cups in reverse, they want you to know that, you know, they're not entertaining loads of options. They're not, you know, they're not playing around. They're not seeing anybody else. You know, they only want you with this Ten of Cups energy. They feel so strongly for you, and they really want you to just be patient and hold on for them. They're just not able to follow their heart and seek that fulfillment at the moment. There's so much that still needs to be brought into balance. I want to know what this karma is. What is this karma that they're resolving? Right, so we've got the Queen of Wands and we've got the Ace of Wands in reverse. So, you know, they're still building up their strength. This karma is, whatever's happening here, and it's not exactly clear, but the Queen of Wands suggests to me, especially with the Ace of Wands in reverse, that it's just a battle between ego and the ego self and the spiritual self. You know, and that obviously feeds out into the lessons that our 3D reality presents us. That's where we learn those karmic lessons. But it's definitely to do with releasing the ego, breaking down the ego and grasping the spiritual wand and running with it, recognizing that they are, recognizing their own divinity, recognizing that there's more to the world that they can see, recognizing their own strength. This Queen of Wands, we see, you know, this lady riding this lion, you know, a symbol of strength and pride. She's holding that wand. She's the Queen of Fire, the Queen of Spirits, this Pisces, Aries energy. You know, this person just wants you to know that that karma, you know, it has to be resolved. They have to find their own power. They have to grasp that wand for themselves. And right now they're not able to do that. They wish they could collaborate with you on this, and they know that you've got all the answers. They sense your wisdom. They know that you can help them through this, but this is something they need to do independent of you. that this is a journey they need to take by themselves. They can't work with you on this. They're just asking you to work on yourself and to trust that they do want the same things as you. You know, that they are on the same page as far as their desires. But right now they're so disillusioned and they're so afraid. They are still in ego. They're so firmly rooted in those lower levels of ego consciousness that they struggle to hold on to those, you know, little bits of faith that come in sometimes. And it is so easy for them to revert back to fear, despair and hopelessness. So they're really struggling to trust this journey and to trust themselves. The Hierophant in reverse. They so badly want to learn the lessons that are being presented, but they're so confused right now because they're so disconnected from their own divinity. They're not able to fully integrate and embody the lessons that are being presented. They're not able to make sense of them. And the one of Ace of Pentacles in reverse, it's just not the right time for them to have that new beginning. You know, as much as they would love it, they want it so badly, but it's just, you know, it's all about divine timing. And these Five of Wands, you know, they want you to know that they weren't playing games. You know, the snakes here, this for me is always the player card, the playing games card. But snakes represent creation and rebirth. They're a very sacred creature. And for me, they're saying, you know, I know it appears that I was hot and cold and playing games, but this is all part of the divine plan. This is what's going to allow us to create ourselves anew. And most of these behaviours weren't premeditated or intended or to be coercive. They just were. It's how I was kind of, you know, unwittingly guided to act, because the consequences present important lessons for both of us. I just, you know, I didn't understand that at the time, and neither did you, but please trust that everything is as it's meant to be. I wasn't playing games with you. I'm not in a good place. You must trust in the divine plan. We've got the Chariot here. You know, they want you to trust that everything is moving in the right direction, the way it should be. But with the Empress in reverse, you are also in distorted energy, and your focus really needs to be on yourself. It really needs to be on healing yourself and wrapping up your own pain cycles and focusing on your own inner wounds. They just want you to live life to the fullest, to be your best self, because they know that you're ahead of the curve and that your light helps illuminate the truth for them. So they're saying, please don't give up on working on you and loving you. When you're loving you, you're actually loving me too, because we are one. So I really hope that helps, Part 1. If you'd like to follow up on the extended read, we'll be looking more about what this person's intentions are, you know, what they want you to know about their plans for the future, and, you know, any other messages that are going to come through. So hopefully I will see you over there at the extended. Otherwise, thank you so much for tuning in. Please do hit the like and subscribe button if you enjoyed this video. It helps other people to find my channel, helps my channel to grow. And I appreciate you guys so much. I will see you really soon. Lots of love. Bye-bye. Hello, Part 2. So let's do this. Now, just in case you missed the intro, I'm doing the guided meditation for global healing this Sunday. If you watch the intro, you can get all the information, but it's 11:45 p.m. GMT. Please check how that corresponds with your local time zone. And we will be sending healing around the world. We are strong, united. I'll be so happy if you can join me. And don't forget to check out my webinars and classes at happysouls1111.com. I'm running 2 webinars and quite a few classes that start really soon. And if you're at home, you know, this is going to be a really nice way for you to connect with this community and learn some new stuffs. So, Part 2, what does your person want to say to you? What are the messages from your person? We're using the Lumina Tarot. You chose the one with Himalayan quartz and fluorite. And we're going to be using some oracle decks today, 2 from Made for Love. She's a fabulous YouTube reader. You can find a link to her channel in the description box below, and her website where you can buy both of these decks. I'm also using the White Rose Guidance Divine Love Messages deck from the White Rose Guidance channel. If you've not checked out Lindsay's channel already, again, you can find a link to her in the description box below. She's absolutely fabulous reader. So do check them both out. My girls, I appreciate all the readers in this community. There are so many sharing their love and light, their guidance, their healing. How lucky are we to have access to all of this thanks to YouTube. Okay, what's your person saying? We've got the 6 of Swords in reverse. We've got the Tower in reverse. We've got the King of Wands in reverse. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. We've got the Five of Pentacles. We've got the Queen of Swords in reverse. The Knight of Cups in reverse. The Queen of Wands in reverse, clarifying the King of Wands in reverse. That is powerful. The Three of Wands. And the Star in reverse. I'm going to pull some oracle cards as well. First up, we've got the Divine Energy Oracle. Keep your commitments. This came up for part 1 as well. Change tracks. Speak up. And from the Emotional Intelligence deck by Made for Love, we've got Envious, Strong, Material World, Escape, and Power Hungry. From the White Rose Guidance deck, I live for your smile and would die for your kiss. No one lights me up and inspires me like you do. Your beauty cascades over me. You are worth fighting for. You are healing my soul, but it's a work in progress. And from the Divine Counterparts deck by Made for Love, Destiny Calls and Union. So, I feel like there was some major argument between you two. There was some conflict, and this person wants you to know that even though they're still bitter and angry, and you may be feeling bitter and angry, they haven't moved on. They can't move on. They can't think of anything else but you. You know, this person's just so lost in the thought of you. They can't get you out of their head, you know, but they're really resisting all of the changes that the universe is presenting for their growth. You know, it feels like, you know, when you're trying to hold back some kind of catastrophe because you fear the outcome so much, when sometimes it's, you know, rather than putting yourself through all that stress, it's just easier to let it go, to allow that kind of the breakdown to happen so you can start over. But there's so much resistance in this person, and there's so much stress, and this means they can't come forward in the way they would like to. You know, this person is romantically unpredictable, and they're just so sorry that they've not been able to offer you, you know, all of that romantic love and attention and affection that you so desperately deserve. And I feel like there was just so much jealousy here. This is what caused a lot of conflict between you. And this person wants you to know that, you know, their higher self understands, but you have to appreciate that their 3D self is so deeply entrenched in those lower levels of ego consciousness, and it's their lack of self-worth that triggers them to feel this jealousy and these envious feelings that create so much conflict between you. It's their insecurities and their, you know, that makes them so anxiously attached to question your integrity, to question your loyalty. You've got to keep your commitments here. I feel like this person, you know, was perhaps, I don't want to say coercive because they weren't deliberately toxic, but perhaps quite controlling because they were so fearful of you moving on with somebody else. And they just want you to know they really, really are sorry about that they're just wrestling with their own insecurities and their own fears, their own abandonment wounds and rejection wounds. But they really respect how strong you are. You know, they are so in awe of you. But we've got the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands in reverse. And this is Aries Sagittarius energy here. Could be Leo as well. Aries Sagittarius Leo energy. And, you know, this king and queen are both in reverse. These are the kings of spirit, king of fire. And they're saying, you know, you're both in distorted energy. You're both being cunning and strategic and sneaky and playing games. You know, both of you are using sexuality as a tool to get what you want. You're using, you know, There's a lack of enthusiasm from both of you. It feels like if one person pulls back, there's games here, and the other person pulls back. You know, you're constantly changing tracks and trying to play games with each other, trying to stay in control, and yet both of you are out of control. And they want you to recognize this dynamic, because their 3D self that's so firmly entrenched in ego doesn't have that emotional maturity or understanding or power that you do. And they're reminding you that, you know, it's the feminine energy that's wiser, is more receptive to emotion and healing and understanding. And they're just saying, you know, one of us needs to break this cycle. It's been going on and on, this same pattern, this toxic pattern that doesn't serve either of us. And it's about both parties trying to be in control. They're so proud of how you've held together, you know, your practical affairs. You know, this Queen of Pentacles is such a nurturing energy. They see you as being so abundant, so fulfilled, so strong. This creator of just wealth, success, accomplishment, abundance, you know, holding your shit together. And you might not be stinking rich, but this is someone that's got a roof over their head, that's supporting a family, supporting themselves, holding it together and pressing forward. And this is something that where they feel they're just not good enough. You know, they don't have the same capacity for challenges and facing challenges and succeeding and rising above challenges as you do. They're so in awe of your strength. And again, this is where that jealousy and envy creeps in, because it just makes them feel inferior. Not that you should you know, change at all, because as I said, they're inspired by you, but they're also so deeply intimidated by this, you know, this material world that they've tried to escape, and they want that power. They want to know how to do it. This causes so much conflict between you. They just want you to know that they are proud of you, even though they may not have expressed that. And this person's just so afraid of rejection. They don't have any hope that this relationship could work long term, because their wounds are so deep. They've never been loved unconditionally. They've never had anyone stick around. They've never had anyone keep their promises. This person is from a really dysfunctional background, and they want you to know that they just don't understand how to love like you do. They don't know how to trust in love. They don't have that experience, and so it's very hard for them to be optimistic and to hold on to belief that this can be okay. And so that triggers them so hard. You know, it makes them so frightened that they end up playing these games and engaging in this conflict and trying to be too controlling, because they don't know how else to hold on to you. And of course, it just ends up driving you away, because they don't commit in the way that you need them to. But they just need you to understand that they don't have that same faith, because they've never had that faith upheld. They've never had any experience of it working out. And they wish they could speak up and explain this to you. But again, their ego self doesn't have the capacity to integrate these understandings. They haven't done that learning yet. They're just not there yet. And this person, you know, I live for your smile and would die for your kiss. No one lights me up and inspires me like you do. And they really feel that. You know, they really feel your light. They're so magnetism by your light. This person thinks you are so beautiful, you know, so loving and so divine. You know, it says here, your beauty cascades over me. You know, this is an irresistible charm, an irresistible attraction, and that you are worth fighting for. You know, you are healing my soul, but it's a work in progress. This person wants you to be patient. You know, they want you to understand that you need time to fix yourself, and they need time to fix themselves, and to face these obstacles and challenges, to create these changes, because they know they can't move on from you. Look, they know this is a destined connection. They know that they want to be with you. You know, they know that you are their destiny, their soulmate. They know there is something really powerful between you, and they really want to, you know, to help you understand that they do believe this, but they are so far behind in the healing stakes. You know, they are so damaged. They've had so much pain. And, you know, I'm being asked to remind you as well that people that are abused or suffer can become abusers. You know, they perpetuate suffering. They project their pain. And this person wants you to know that they never intended to hurt you. They never intended to be coercive or controlling or toxic. They just don't know how to live any other way. This is their programming. This is their conditioning. And this is why, you know, they try and stay away from you, because they really, truly do believe that you deserve so much more. And yet they also selfishly want them want you for themselves, or they feel selfish about that because they do think you would honestly be better off with someone else, someone normal is what I'm hearing, someone more balanced, someone that wasn't going to mess you around or get jealous or be envious of your successes, you know, or feel so inferior in the glow of your own light. It fills them with so much shame that they sometimes feel that way. They know it's wrong, and that knowing that it's wrong is what's going to help them move forward and, you know, become more aware of where they need to heal. They've got the Seven of Swords. This person knows that they've betrayed you and that they haven't been honest with you and that they've caused you so much pain. They are so sorry. You know, they're saying there are no excuses to make. It's just the energy they've been in because they are vibrating so low. But they are so disappointed and regretful. They're in so much pain for having treated you this way. But, you know, they are so out of balance. This person could be in trouble with the law somehow as well. We've got Justice in reverse here, and I don't always interpret this card that way, but this is what came up straight away, is that this person perhaps doesn't necessarily live on the right side of the law, and it makes it really difficult for them to kind of, you know, break out of that old pattern of living to be something better and more for you. They're still resolving a lot of karma about their place in the world and where they belong. Because, you know, they just don't see that people like them can grow and change in the way you have. So this is something that's really hard for them. It makes them feel very disempowered, very hopeless. They don't know how to have that new beginning. They don't know how to invest their time in something, you know, more acceptable or ethical is what I'm hearing. I really think this person perhaps, you know, is not in a good place in terms of how they make their money. You know, they know it's not right, is what I'm hearing, but they don't know what to do instead. They don't know what their skills are or what they're capable of or how they can start over. Yeah, so they just think they're not husband material. This person, you know, they don't see that they can be that strong protector and provider for you. They're really convinced you need and deserve something better. This person is actually very supportive of you finding that, even though they are so jealous. You know, that it really hurts them to think of you moving on. But on the same token, they really do want you to be happy, and they just try not to allow themselves to think about those possibilities. They try and, you know, block those kind of thoughts out of their head because they know that you truly deserve to be loved and to be happy. But deep down, they don't want this to be over. You know, they don't want this to be over. The thought of it being over is so hard for them. They, you know, you're their world. They don't think of anyone else. And they don't want to be selfish anymore. You know, they know that they need to make changes if they're going to have you, and they want to do that. They want to be strong. They want to find their strength. They want that new beginning and that new love. This person loves you very, 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 very much. You know, these are beautiful, really lovely energies, but it is clear that this person is a mess. You know, they're not ready for you. They're not ready for life. They're not ready for themselves. So I'm going to take this over to the extended reading. We'll be getting a deeper look into their feelings, what else they want you to know, what are their intentions. You can find a link to that in the description box below and in the comments next to the timestamps. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully I'll see you at the live meditation on Sunday. It's been so lovely to have you here again. Please do hit the like button if you enjoyed this reading. Hit subscribe if you want to see more. And I will see you next time. Thank you so much, part 2. Bye-bye. Hello, pile 3. Okay, let's have a look-see for you. What does your person want to say? What are the messages from your person? Just in case you missed the intro, please do join me on Sunday night. I'm going live for a guided meditation. We're going to do some global healing. You know, there's a world crisis right now. We're all in this together. We're strong, united. If you can join me, it's at 11:45 p.m. GMT. You can find information on my YouTube channel's community page. And, you know, if you would like to take part and host your own event, you can use the hashtag #UniteTheCollective. And hopefully, you know, if you can't make it to mine, you'll find some other events in your time zone. But everyone's welcome to join in. It's free, of course. And we're just all coming together to meditate together and send some healing out to the masses. So I hope you'll join me for that. But let's get this reading on the road for you. There is an extended read as well today. What's your person want to say? The Ace of Acorns in reverse. the Two of Shells, so that's the Two of Cups in reverse. I'm sorry, this is Acorns is Earth, and Acorns is Fire, and Wands, and Crystals is Pentacles. So we've got Ace of Wands in reverse, Two of Cups in reverse, Six of Pentacles in reverse, the Three of Swords, the Six of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, the Page of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands in reverse, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Hierophant is called Shaman in this deck. So we are going to get some more cards. This is the Divine Energy Oracle. Get some Oracle cards out as well for you. Ask with sincerity. Rejuvenate. Engage higher reason. And we're working with Made for Love's Divine Counterparts in Separation deck. You can find this on her website, but I will put a link to her YouTube channel as well in the description box below next to the cards. If you haven't watched her readings, do check them out. She's absolutely fabulous. Right, this is moving on to calmer waters. I know that this is a soul connection. We've also got the White Rose Guidance Divine Love Messages, and White Rose Guidance has also got her own fabulous tarot channel on YouTube. You can also find a link to that in the description. These are fabulous readers. They're my favourites to watch. Do check them out. There are so many great readers in this community. We're so lucky. No one lights me up and inspires me like you do. I find everything about you so pleasurable and irresistible. I'm terrified of you. Give in for my touch, for my taste, for my lust. I am so sorry for not giving you the time and attention you deserve. Your beauty cascades over me. And this deck, the Emotional Intelligence deck, also from Made for Love. We're going to get some of these too. Reckless. Depressed. Envious. Powerless. Very intense energies. I'm just going to check these are all in shot. Whoops. There we go. You can see them all now. Okay. Pile 3. What does your person want to say to you? I mean, this person's in a really dark place. There's so much pain here. With the Ace of Wands in reverse, they're really terrified of all the spiritual stuff. This person, it's like they've just recently learned what it means to be in a soul connection with somebody. And it's really frightened them. They're running from this hard. They just want you to know how sorry they are. There's so much shame here. Like, it's a really overwhelmingly strong feeling of deep, deep regret because they didn't give equally, and they want you to know that they're so sorry. They know that they owe you an apology. They want to come forward with an apology, and they're letting you know that they're just in such a dark place. This has come through in pretty much all piles. There's been a lot of shame, a lot of apology, a lot of regret. You know, these divine masculines are hurting. And it's so easy to forget, you know, that whilst we're awakening and healing and it's painful for us, but the confusion for them is great. And this person just wants you to know that this confusion right now is overwhelming. They're so scared. They're so scared of commitment. They're so scared of the intensity of your connection. They're just so very, very overwhelmed because their fear of abandonment is so great that the risk of allowing themselves to swim in the depth of that emotion is so great for them. They feel it so intensely. The fear is so intense in this pile. Because we've got this Two of Cups in the reverse, and they're so sorry that they weren't able to come through for you in that way, that they weren't able to offer you that commitment. That they really do want to speak to you and to apologise about this. They want you to know that even though they didn't give in equal measure, you know, that they were just in this, there's so much kind of dispassionate energy here that it's very apathetic, actually, is the word, that all of these intense feelings are just beneath the surface, and sometimes they creep up and they feel it and it feels good, and then the fear overwhelms them and it just gets squashed back down. So they don't really allow themselves to embody all of these lovely energies that they're able to feel around you. And so you wonder why they run, because you know that they feel it. You sense that, the depth of that connection between you, and then they just behave like they don't care, and they just need you to understand that it's really not like that, that they're just so afraid, that there's so much pain here with the Three of Swords. But you brought them so much comfort. Your energy was so nurturing. They're so grateful that even when they were defensive and prickly, that you just loved them so unconditionally. They're really in awe of your ability to love and your big heart, and that you've been so patient with them. And, you know, we've got the Six of Cups here, and I know this is a soul connection. This person really does know. But with the Five, the Hierophant in reverse, they're just so terrified. They don't understand, and they can't wrap their head around it. They just need you to know that this confusion is so strong in them, that their whole belief system has been challenged. And so they've engaged in a lot of distracting behaviours, and they recognise that this has given you the wrong impression about who they are. They know that you know, they see you as being so much more mature and prosperous and stable and just grown up in general, and they just feel so, well, we've got reckless here, depressed, envious and powerless. You know, this is someone who's really detached and disengaged from joy right now, and facing some, you know, really challenging emotional waves. They really do want to speak to you. I feel like, you know, there's so much left unspoken, and you've asked them so many times how they can, you know, how you can support them, and you've offered them so much, and they don't know what they're, you know, they don't know what they're meant to be offering in return. They don't feel like they have got anything to offer you. They just see that you're better off without them. It feels like they're watching you on social media, and they're thinking, you know, this person, she seems quite happy. She seems quite stable. And he's unable to engage high reason. He's unable to get past the logical self. This is very similar to the energies of pile 2. But I feel that this person's a lot younger. This person, you know, they've never had, you know, a stable long-term relationship. They don't know what that looks like. They only know that they've been let down so many times in pretty much every, you know, intimate connection in their lives. So this would be with their parents, with siblings, with family, with friends, even with exes that were probably fairly insignificant relationships, because this person feels young. They don't feel very worldly. And this is why it's all that much overwhelming for them. And they've not had much guidance in their life. You know, they've not had any emotionally mature support. And this is what they see in you. There's just such a comforting, nurturing presence. They finally feel accepted and understood. And yet it also, in turn, terrifies them. And they just want to ask you, you know, so many things that they're afraid to. It can feel like the energy of this, you know, I feel like you fear this person doesn't fancy you, like they're not attracted to you in a sexual way. It's almost like you see it as being a maternal bond, but it's really not like that. This person's just so scared. So I feel like you've loved them unconditionally, but they really want to ask you, you know, what's the real deal here? I feel like it's not been discussed, even though, you know, this person does know that you're a soul connection. They've figured that out, whether you've told them or they've recognised all the weirdness in the connection, but they've figured this out. And, you know, it's so scary for them. And, you know, they're envious as well. envious that, you know, you just seem so together, and they know that's childish. They know that's a really impetuous way of looking at it, because they know they should be happy for you, but they can't help but feel they should be better. But this person really wants to speak to you. They think about this all the time. They think about what they're going to say to you. You know, they want to talk about why you haven't come together in a more romantic way. But also they see you independent of them right now, and they feel that you're happy, that you're okay, that you're better without them, and you can't really, they feel that they can't really add much to your life, and, you know, they can't engage with that higher reason because they're not matured enough yet. No one lights me up and inspires me like you do. You know, this person's never met anyone like you. They've never had anyone that seems so worldly and understanding and compassionate, and just, you know, it feels like that kind of energy where you sit down together and you just put the world to rights, because, you know, they're such an avid listener and they're so interested in everything you've learned, and you just enjoy sharing with them. So there's a real dynamic here of that guidance and support function for this person. I feel like for sure you've been very, very close friends, and there may have been some flirtation. There may have even been some intimacy, but there's so much uncertainty here. And it is coming through very strong that they want to reassure you. You know, they may not have been very forward in that physical way, but, you know, there is more here. I mean, it says here, give in for my touch, for my taste, for my lust. This person is definitely very attracted to you. They want you to know that they think you're beautiful. You know, they feel that chemistry. I find everything about you so pleasurable and so irresistible. I'm so sorry for not giving you the time and attention you deserve. You know, they feel that. They feel that really strongly, but this person feels like when they're in their company, they just take from you. They don't feel like they have something to offer, and you probably just love being with them. You love being in their energy. You love sharing what you've learned with them, because you feel like you're growing together. And I feel also that when you're actually speaking to them and you're sharing this stuff, you're actually channeling. You know, you're bringing wisdom through you, and this person's feeling that, and they don't recognize that it's their energy that allows you to open up and connect and activate this wisdom in that way. They really don't understand that their presence is electrifying for you. It's empowering for you. And look, they feel powerless. They don't see what they're contributing. I'm terrified of you, and they really are. You know, the thought of making a move on you overwhelms this person, because they're so afraid of rejection, and they feel, you know, just so much less than you. Look at this, your beauty cascades over me. You know, this is actually really sweet energy. It's so fearful. It's so fragile. It's just so scared. And yet there's so much passion and love here that's hidden beneath these reckless behaviors, beneath depression and this kind of snarky, envious nature, which is really a defense mechanism. But you see through that about them. But they're just so afraid of that attainment, stability, and that happy family home. They've never had that. It's alien to them. And they see it, and they see it in the movies, and they feel so romantic and daydream about it. But whenever it gets real and it gets close, they find that so scary. And they'd love to talk to you about this, but they don't know how to. I mean, this person is moving on to calmer waters. You know, they're ready to move forward. They're ready to make changes. They want to make changes. Let's see what else they've got to say to you. The Four of Swords in reverse. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. The World in reverse. The Nine of Cups in reverse. The Eight of Pentacles in reverse. The Ten of Cups in reverse. The Magician. And the Ace of Cups. So this person's starting to release this kind of, this habit of ruminating in their frontal lobe, of just going round and round in circles. This is repetitive thought. It's like a cassette player going round and round and round. They're trying to engage with higher reason. They're releasing a lot of anxiety, but they don't know how to make this work. With the Wheel of Fortune in reverse and the Ten of Cups in reverse, they have a lot of family karma, and they need you to understand that that is so much for them to resolve. It's an overwhelming amount of healing that they're still facing. But this isn't over. This isn't over. You know, we've got the World in reverse here, represented by the whale. That's a mammal that has the biggest heart on this planet. There's big love here. It's not over. That love isn't gone. And, you know, they're developing this willpower now to create something new, to manifest a new way forward with this Magician card. You know, they're moving out of this energy of being powerless. They're moving on to calmer waters, to connecting with their emotions. But look, we've got the Nine of Cups here in reverse. You know, this is the wish fulfillment card, but it's also about emotional balance and harmony and self-fulfillment. And they're just not in that place right now. They need to learn to find their own joy. But this person loves you very, very much. You know, you are the one with this Ace of Cups energy. You know, they just need to find themselves. They need to find their own inner peace and harmony. They need to cultivate a sense of self-worth and self-love. They need to work through the family trauma, because this person has a lot of it. There is so much unresolved family karma here, karmic contracts with parents for sure. You know, they really, really need to make adjustments and form strict boundaries. They're not ready for fulfillment. You know, they're not ready to make decisions or to move in a specific direction. They're quite cold to the options. And again, we've got Justice here. They have to face their karma first. Things have to be brought back into balance. They have to connect with their own truth. They have to work their way towards that clarity independent of you. The Five of Wands, you know, in this deck, it's called challenge and growth. And this is what this period is all about. And they need you to understand how much you have challenged them to grow. You know, it feels like you've brought them so very far. You've shown them a different way of being, and now they've got to run with that. By showing them that different way of being, this has enabled them to identify the dysfunction in their own familial patterns and conditioning. And that's what's now going to challenge them to grow and expand and reprogram themselves so that they don't have to be that way anymore, that they can release that pain, that trauma and that dysfunction. You know, don't underestimate how much you've changed this person for the better and how much they respect and appreciate that. They want you to know they're so grateful. The Queen of Swords here, you know, you've brought them so much truth, so much clarity. You know, this really does reaffirm what we were just saying about that wisdom. They really just, they value that in you so much. And this is why they know this as a soul connection. They know that when they speak to you, you speak from the heart. You speak from a place of true love. They feel that about you. But with the Five of Cups in reverse here, they've still got so much healing to do. We're going to get some more before we take this to the extended. In the extended, we're going to look at, you know, a deeper look into their feelings and their intentions. But let's just see what else they want to say to you first. Of course, we're going to get some more messages in the extended also. The Eight of Wands in reverse, the King of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, and the Fool in reverse. So this person just wants you to know that whilst they may be out of communication at the moment, there's a block here. Something is actually blocking them from communicating with you. Their circumstances don't allow it. They may not have access to communication. They may be in a, you know, I don't know. There's a reason though. There's a real practical, circumstantial reason why they can't actually be in touch right now. But, you know, they feel that big love for you. And they want you to know that when their circumstances shift and they're able to move back into a place of communication and productivity, that they want to collaborate on this healing. They value your intuition and how inspiring you are, and they want to grow. You know, they want to get on this healing journey, but now is not the right time. They can't have that new beginning right now. There is something blocking them from coming forward for sure. It feels like a very practical block. It could be geographical distance. It could be that they're, you know, in an environment, I don't know, where they're not able to communicate for some reason. Maybe they literally don't have the equipment to be able to communicate with you. I don't know. It feels very unlikely in this world, but that's the energy that comes through. I can't imagine what reasons they wouldn't be able to communicate. They're confined somewhere. They're in a place that doesn't have access to it. They could be traveling, but they can't communicate, and it's not because they don't want to. That's a really important message, comes through strong, and I really hope that helps. So hopefully I'll see you over at Extended Pile 3. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this. Hit subscribe if you want to see more. And do check out my website for my webinars, classes, and all of my services at happysouls1111.com. You can also find me on Instagram at happysouls1111. I post mini reads over there. And I always love to see you and share that with you. So thank you so much for tuning in. And I will see you next time. Bye. Hello, Pile 4. Okay, let's do this. Let's get your messages from your person. And whilst I'm shuffling, just to remind you that we're doing the Global Healing Meditation live on YouTube on Sunday. Please come and join me. Hashtag Unite the Collective. Search that term on YouTube to find other events in your area. And if you're another reader or healer or content creator on YouTube and you would like to host your live event, please do use that hashtag so people can find you. Spread the word, spread the love. This is an opportunity for us to come together, to meditate together, to channel some healing and love around the world together in these times of crisis and need, you know, to make sure that our love and healing reaches the masses. We are strongly united. I'm so excited to share this with you. For me, I'm going live at March 24th at 11:45 p.m. GMT. Please do check how that corresponds with your local time zone. Hopefully, I will see you there. Okay, the Ethereal Tarot with Twin Quartz. What does your person want to say to you? What are the messages from your person? What do they want you to know? Let's do this. The Two of Swords. The Nine of Pentacles. The Fool in reverse. The Five of Cups in reverse. The Four of Wands. The Two of Pentacles. The Queen of Swords. The Ace of Pentacles. Death. The Three of Swords. So we're going to get some oracle cards as well. And we are using today the Divine Energy Oracle. You can find lists in the description box of all the decks I use. Do what you love. Accept disappointments gracefully. Change tracks. We're also going to use the Divine Counterparts deck by Made for Love. You can find a link to her channel and her website where you can buy these cards in the description box below. She's a fabulous YouTube reader. If you haven't checked her out yet, please do. Love her to bits. Right, we've got yes. I thought there were plenty more fish in the sea. Deadly sins. We've also got the emotional deck from Made for Love, emotional intelligence deck, I beg your pardon. I will pop these in the description box as well. We've got Shadow Self, Powerless, Envious, Reckless, and Depressed. I'm just going to move those over there. We've got a bit more room. And then from the White Rose Guidance, Divine Masculine Love Messages, you can find these on White Rose Guidance's channel as well. I'll put a link in the description box for that too. She's a fabulous reader. Do check her out. I worship your perfection. You are my healing. You are healing my soul, but it is a work in progress. I cannot handle any more heartbreak. You are my everything. You are my treasure. And I just want to get another couple of these actually. The Divine Counterparts and Separation. We have got an extended reading for you today as well. You can find the link for that in the description box below or the comments next to the timestamps if this reading appeals to you and resonates. So, what does your person want to say? I'm just going to adjust the camera so I can make sure you see them all. That's better. What does your person want to say to you? This person, I feel, has definitely got somebody else, and they've been running backwards and forwards for some time. The biggest emotion and energy that's come through in all of the past today is shame. Shame and regret. And this person feels a lot of shame. They just want you to know that their indecision and their inability to change was nothing to do with you. You know, they see you as being this very self-sufficient, very smart, intellectual, got all your shit together. These are beautiful energies. They love you so much. They are so inspired by how just together you are. It's this energy of being together. They just feel that you're so balanced and grounded, and they just feel so whole in your presence. But this person has never been able to embrace that new beginning with you as much as they wanted it, because they just can't let go of this other person that they're involved with. They just keep being dragged back, magnetized back. It just feels so magnetic, and it's so toxic. They don't understand why they keep getting pulled back. It's such a codependent attachment. They just can't let it go. And of course, it's unresolved karma, you know, until they learn their lessons in this connection. But this person feels very emotionally divided and so regretful and so shameful. They want to say yes to you, you know, and they feel that you've accepted all of this disappointment so gracefully. You've just carried on doing what you love. You know, you've just kind of drifted away from them and moved back into this place of abundance, stability, self-fulfillment. For a lot of you, I feel like you're a very accomplished person. You're very educated. You're very wise, you know, and they've just been in this in-between state of indecisiveness and trying to juggle two partners. And I feel like you've eventually called this off, and they're so sorry that they didn't offer you that beginning. There's so much pain here. You know, they're still going through this transformation. And the Four of Wands clarified by the Three of Swords. There's so much pain in this connection that they're in now. And it says here, look, I'm with them, but I'm thinking about you. And they really are. They really are thinking about you. You know, they can't get you off their mind. I mean, you can see all these energies here. But this person's in a dark place as well with all of this. They feel powerless to change their circumstances. You know, this person, there's so much shame attached, not just how they've treated you, but the fact that they're betraying somebody else. You know, that they're inflicting their divided energy on someone else. They're not being true to that person either, even if they're with them, because their feelings to them aren't true. They're divided. They don't know what to do for the best. There is so much shadow coming up for this person at the moment to be healed, and it really has placed them in a depressed state. And they really are envious of your success. You know, I feel like this is someone that holds material accomplishments in very high regard. It's how they develop their self-worth. It's how they recognize their own value and define their self-worth. And so the fact that you just seem to glide through life with so much ease is something they're quite envious of. But, you know, they are depressed right now. This person's probably been quite reckless as well. You know, they've been reckless in the way they've behaved with your heart. They've been reckless with their own heart. They've definitely been reckless with their third-party karmic partner's heart. And I feel like you're not the only person that they've had some kind of intimate interaction with. You know, this person, it feels like they've been addicted to the chase. You know, it's like that. This person just loves the heightened state. I think when you meet someone new, it's that energy of, there's a feeling of fearlessness initially, that you can just ride off the lust and there's no emotional connection. It feels risk-free and easy. And this person's addicted to that kind of high, the rush of meeting someone new, the excitement, the butterflies in your tummy, the lust. And they didn't expect it to get emotional with you. They didn't expect it to get serious. They want to say yes to you. You know, they've been with other people, and enough other people to recognize that. I mean, it says here, I thought there were plenty more fish in the sea. You know, that they know that you are one of a kind. They know there is something really powerful between you, and they really do want to take a chance. They want that new beginning. We've got the Fool here in reverse, clarified by the Ace of Pentacles. You know, this is such a contradiction. This is what I mean about emotionally divided. And this person has made you promises about what they're going to offer and said, I'm ready to go. But then they've not done that. They've been pulled back by this magnetism until you've lost patience. You know, you've just said, I can't take this anymore. You're being too reckless with my heart. So it feels like you've just pushed this person away, and they just want you to know that they do understand. They accept responsibility. you know, and that they're so impressed with how dignified you've been in response. But please trust, this person worships you. Look, you are my everything. You are my treasure. You know, they are so, so deeply into you. But, you know, they're also very afraid. Even though this karmic connection they're in is quite painful, you know, there's something stable and secure about it, and it's that codependent person in them that stays attached, because it feels like that's just more likely and more stable and secure, because yours that much better, they might not be able to keep you. You know, that's the energy of this reading. You are healing my soul, but it's a work in progress. You know, there's this slow progress, and I feel like you've just eventually lost patience with this person, and you're just saying, no more. You know, go away, sort your life out, decide what you want. I can't just be here and keep hearing all of this, and then, you know, you're not seeing it through, and you're going back to this person, seeing other women just disrespecting me. You want to love them unconditionally, but you've put healthy boundaries in place now. You've learned to love yourself in a more powerful way. You're not interested in their addictions and obsessions with these, you know, kind of liaisons and these distracting, reckless behaviours. You know, it hurts you. You know, it makes you question why you care about this person so much, because to you, that, you know, that they're demonstrating behaviours that aren't attractive, but you can't help how you feel. But I do feel like you've pulled back, and they just want you to know they understand that. We've got the Lovers in reverse. Again, this is coming up over those twos. You know, they just can't make a decision. They're stuck where they are because of the magnetic karma. They don't understand that. You know, they don't necessarily see what's actually happening. They just know that they feel magnetized back to it. You know, they want you to know that they understand why you've lost faith in them. They understand that they've just breached your trust and made too many promises they couldn't keep. They wish they could work with you on this, but they understand why you've had to step away. They accept it. You know, they do still want to talk to you. You know, this person may still reach out, and I feel like it's fairly frosty kind of, you know, hi, how you doing? Yeah, I'm good. Keep in touch kind of communication, touching base. But it feels like you've closed down to this person. They've hurt you too much. You know, it came to a point where you had to start taking care of yourself. You changed track. You did what you love, which was about investing in yourself. And they appreciate and accept this. They just want you to know that. They want you to know that you've taught them so much about themselves, about life, about love, that they are learning from you. And that even though this progress seems slow, they want you to know there is progress, that you've changed them and they continue to change. They are trying to release all of that codependency. They know now that that's a problem for them. They're starting to become aware of why that exists within them because of the conversations they've had with you. They're understanding why those inner child wounds of abandonment. I feel like this person's parents left. Or, you know, one of them left. There was a painful parental separation or abandonment that's, you know, it's really scarred this person. It's what's made them so codependent. And they're trying to get strong. But with this Hermit in reverse, you know, they've not got that ability to self-reflect yet that you have. They're getting there. They've learned so much from you. They're releasing a lot of limiting beliefs. They're starting to identify a new way forward. And they do feel that intuitive hit from you. You know, they know that there is something deep and intuitive between you. They trust you for sure, and they trust in your wisdom. You know, and they want to be vulnerable to you. They want to let their barriers down, but they need you to understand they don't know how to do that because they don't love themselves. You know, and when you don't love yourself, you don't want to show yourself. You don't want to be your true self because you're afraid of being rejected. This is the energy that person's in. Pardon me. You know, with the Three of Wands in reverse, this person's cynical and doesn't believe fulfillment's something that's available to them. It doesn't happen to people like them. They feel like you need this king, you know, this King of Pentacles. I mean, the Nine of Pentacles for me is the Queen before she's met her husband. You know, we've got the Ten of Pentacles, then the King and Queen that represent the heads of that family. This is that divine feminine energy before she becomes the Queen. And they know to make you a queen, they've got to be a king. That's how they're seeing this. And they just don't see that they can offer you that right now because of this crazy third-party situation they're caught up in. And so, you know, they respect that you've had to pull back. They wish they could still be romantically interacting with you. They miss that so much. They constantly fight the urge to make an offer to you. You know, even though they're still, you know, not able to be them true selves, they still want that intimacy. They miss it. But they know that you've called a stop to that, and they do respect that. You know, this person's so sorry that they've betrayed you. They're so sorry that they've been dishonest. They want you to know this was never their intention. It wasn't premeditated, and they didn't deliberately mess you around. You know, they had to pursue this path of just satisfying their ego and this lust, because it just made them feel empowered, made them feel good about themselves. And they know that that was so weak and it was so shallow. But they can't invest in anything new right now because they still don't know how to resolve the circumstances they're in. This person really is very stuck. You know, and this is the really sad energy. They're saying, you know, they would have a connection and a relationship with you still, but they couldn't offer you, commitment. They can't have a committed relationship with you right now. You know, things are being redesigned as well by Spirit. You know, the divine. This is a divine plan in motion, teaching this person lessons, and it's really stressful for them. You know, they have sleepless nights. They have a lot of stress surrounding how they're going to deal with this. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to move forward, and so you can probably feel this inaction, that this person's not changing anything. This is very slow-moving energy. They're probably not communicating at all with you, and you're not responsive to them anyway. It feels like, you know, the conflict surrounding their betrayals, their deceit, their refusal to commit, it just got too intense for both of you. You know, it got to the point where you just couldn't communicate about it anymore. So, you know, this person really is very, very, very stuck. They're very stuck. They care a lot, but they're very stuck. They're very scared. They're very broken. And, you know, they've not found even enough time or peace in their life to close out these cycles, to actually have time to think about it and mull it over. You know, that tower moment is coming for them. Things will change. There'll be some kind of divine intervention. But meanwhile, you've just got to understand that they're not able to make you an offer right now. They don't understand the soulful nature of this connection. None of this makes sense to them. This is a very underdeveloped divine masculine. This is someone that really is very, very firmly entrenched in their ego. And they have these big feelings for you, but they really don't understand what's happening. But look at that as a beautiful card. They want that 10 of Pentacles energy with you. You know, they want that togetherness with you. They're just stuck and they don't know how to make it happen or how to remove themselves from their present circumstances. So I really hope that was helpful for you, Powerful. I'm sending you lots of love. If you'd like to join me over on the extended read, you can find a link for that in the description box below and also in the comments next to the timestamps. Otherwise, thanks so much for being here. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you want to see more. Check out my website, happysouls1111.com, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Lots of love.